There has been a drastic shakeup in the Nigerian political arena, sending shockwaves through the very foundations of the People's Democratic Party. In a move that actually signals an era for the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who has officially once again severed ties with the PDP amidst deepening rift. This is not merely a departure, it is a profound declaration and an indictment of a party he once helped define as far back as 1999. I'm Odiawa AI. Join us shortly as we look at the resignation of Atiku Abubakar. You're welcome back to the show. Now, talking about Atiku, who has actually resigned from the PDP, it's a revelation which has come through a terse yet potent letter dated July 14, 2025, addressed to the chairman of the PDP, Jada One Ward, Jada local government area of Adamawa State, which accidentally happens to be the state of origin of Atiku Abubakar. Now, in it, Atiku Abubakar articulated a chasm too wide to bridge, citing irreconcilable differences that have festered within the former ruling party. His words paint a picture of disillusionment, of a fundamental divergence from the path he believed the party was destined to tread. He found it, in his own decisive terms, necessary to part ways due to the current trajectory the party has actually taken, which, according to him, has deviated from what the foundational principles it actually stood for. This pronouncement is a dagger to the heart of the PDP, a party with which Atiku Abubakar's name has been linked for decades. His history with the PDP is not merely a footnote, it is a substantial chapter in Nigeria's democratic narrative. From 1999 to 2007, he stood as the nation's vice president, serving under the formidable leadership of the ex-president Olusegun Obasanjo, a testament to his prominent role in the party's formative years and its ascension to power. Now, his journey with the PDP was also marked by the relentless pursuit of the nation's highest office, a dream that tragically for him remains unfulfilled under the party's banner. He carried the party's presidential flag on two occasions, bearing the immense weight of its aspirations in 2019. Now, this same 2019, he faced the formidable challenge of Muhammadu Buhari, who recently passed, ultimately succumbing to the incumbent's electoral might. 4 years later, in 2023, he once again stepped into the arena as a political gladiator concerned, battling against the current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, only to see victory slip through his grasp yet again. Now, after this hard-fought campaign and a lifetime of dedication and the bond which has irrevocably severed, Atiku's resignation is more than a personal decision, might I say. It is a thunderclap signaling a deeper malaise within the PDP. It forces us to confront the question, what future actually awaits the PDP that has lost one of its most enduring and prominent figures? Still on Atiku's resignation, a new powerhouse coalition rises to challenge 2027, threatening to reshape the very foundation of its democracy. Atiku's departure from the PDP, a party which is synonymous with, or which he has been synonymous for decades, is far from a wisdom decision. It is a calculated strategic maneuver signaling a monumental shift in the intricate chess game of Nigerian politics. The whispers of disaffection have switched into a roaring declaration of intent as Atiku aligns himself with a formidable coalition of opposition titans, united by a singular and audacious goal to unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the ruling APC, the All Progressives Congress. Now, this newly forged alliance reads like a roll call of Nigeria's most influential and often controversial political figures. Now, alongside Atiku, the coalition boasts or brags of the enigmatic and widely popular 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, whose grassroots appeal remains, factually speaking, undeniable. Now, adding further to the weight of the coalition are the battle-hardened former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, a political strategist of considerable repute, might we say, and fiercely intellectual, who is actually outspoken. Now, we also have the outspoken former Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai. Now, together, these political heavyweights present a potent blend of experience, charisma, strategic acumen, poised to challenge the incumbent power structure. Now, the chosen vehicle for this grand political coalition of the party is the All Democratic Congress, the ADC. Now, in a clandestine yet decisive meeting held on the 2nd of July, the coalition formally adopted the ADC as their platform, if we'll recall in one of our episodes earlier stated. A clear declaration of war against the APC ahead of 2027. This is a selection of a seemingly less prominent party signaling a strategic intent to build a new united front free from baggage of traditional party structures and internal strife. Further solidifying their intent, the ADC has swiftly moved to install a new interim leadership, signaling their readiness for the monumental task ahead. In a significant development, former Senate President David Mark himself, having dramatically resigned like Atiku from the PDP, has been appointed as the interim national chairman of the ADC. His vast experience and political gravitas lend immediate credibility to the nascent alliance. Now, furthermore, complementing him is the astute former governor of Osun State, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, who takes on the critical role of interim national secretary. These appointments are not merely administrative, they are a clear pointer or statement of purpose, assembling a leadership capable of navigating the treacherous waters of Nigerian electoral politics. As the political pendulum continues to swing in Nigerian politics, few figures command as much attention or indeed as much dramatic irony as Atiku. His move to the keen observer feels less like a surprise or more like an inevitable act of long-running high-stake drama. Now cast your mind flashing back down memory lane in 2007, having served as vice president, Atiku found himself at a crossroads. Now the PDP, the very party he helped build from the grassroots and he served under, chose to look past him, favoring the late Umari Musa Yar'Adua. Now for its presidential tickets, might we recall, in a defiant move, Atiku, ever strategist, abandoned the PDP fold, seeking a new platform for his presidential aspirations under the banner of the ACN, the Action Congress of Nigeria. The election proved a crucible, with Atiku ultimately placing a distant third, trailing behind Muhammad Buhari and the victorious Yar'Adua yet again. Now, it was a humbling defeat, but one that merely paused rather than extinguishing. He kept burning the ambition. Now, true to form in his typical manner, the political prodigal son made his way back to the PDP again in 2011, taking up the presidential election. Now, the allure of the party's formidable machinery perhaps proved too strong to resist, yet fate or perhaps internal party dynamics had other plans. He lost the party's primary to Goodluck Jonathan, who went on to secure the presidency. The PDP, it seemed, remained an elusive mistress for his ultimate goal. The political chessboard shifted again drastically in the run-up to the 2015 elections. Atiku, alongside other high-profile defectors like Bukola Saraki and Rotimi Amechi, orchestrated a grand exodus from the PDP, joining forces to forge the formidable APC. Yet, even within this new alliance, the presidency remained tantalizing out of reach for Atiku. He lost the APC presidential ticket to Muhammad Buhari, a defeat swallowed with pride, might we say, choosing instead to lend his considerable weight to Buhari's successful campaign to unseat incumbent President Jonathan. Now, the irony was quite evident and palpable. Atiku, the former PDP stalwart, had played a role in the downfall of his erstwhile party, the PDP, and its flag bearer, Goodluck Jonathan. Might we call him or address him as some Judas? But the pursuit of power is a potent elixir or antidote. By 2017, the political pendulum swung once again. Atiku, with an almost theatrical return, rejoined the PDP. His resistance paid off as he secured the party's presidential ticket for the 2019 elections. Now, the stage was set for a titanic battle yet again against Muhammad Buhari. The outcome, however, mirrored past disappointments. Atiku actually lost. His resolve, seemingly unbreakable, propelled him to fly the PDP flag yet again in the 2023 election. He came second behind the eventual winner, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. However, in any case, rather, this latest campaign was marred by a bitter public fallout with the then Rivers State Governor Yesom Wike, a formal split that tore through the very fabric of the opposition party. This internal strife is a festering wound from the 2022 primary, which has now culminated in Atiku Abubakar's most recent resignation from the party. We will agree the curtain is falling for now on another act of Atiku's relentless political journey or odyssey. His journey is a testament to an unyielding ambition, a cycle of departure and return, each move meticulously calculated in the grand pursuit of presidency. Join us shortly as we look at what the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, had to say, sharply criticizing former Vice President Atiku Abubakar concerning the timing of his resignation from the PDP, accusing him further of attempting to divert national attention during a period of mourning. Amodiawa AI. You're welcome back to the show. Now, still on Atiku's resignation and what critics alike had to say. One of the critics, which of course we've been observant on the show, is Festus Keyamo. Now, in a recent post on X, formerly known as Twitter, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, unleashed a fury on Atiku's ill-timed resignation barely a day after the passing of former head of state Muhammad Buhari. Keyamo, a figure known for his unyielding candor, wasted no time in unleashing a blistering indictment against Atiku. Keyamo's words cut through the national sorrow like a surgeon, accusing former vice president of a calculated maneuver designed to divert the nation's attention during a period of hallowed mourning. Of course, last week we were conversant with the fact that the then head of state, Muhammad Buhari, had also passed. Now, the gravity of Keyamo's criticism lies in its direct challenge to the perceived sanctity of a period of national mourning. The death of a former president is not merely, if you will agree, a personal tragedy for the president's family. It is a moment of collective introspection for an entire nation. It is a time when political rivalries should actually be subdued in defense to the shared sense of loss and respect for departed office. Yet Atiku's announcement, coming so swiftly on the heels of Buhari's demise, has been interpreted by Keyamo not as a coincidence but as a deliberate and cynical act. It is merely an unfortunate overlap of events or a calculated gamble of Nigerian politics. Keyamo's stance leaves no room for ambiguity. He paints a picture of a political figure so consumed by ambition, so detached from the pulse of national sentiment that he should exploit or would exploit the moment of vulnerability and sorrow for personal gain. This is not just a disagreement over policy or ideology, it's a profound moral indictment and questioning the very essence of decorum and empathy in leadership in which he chooses to opt for. Now, amidst the tears and tributes, should a fierce debate actually ignite, the stage now is set for a political confrontation unlike any ever seen before. Atiku's declaration will inevitably redefine the battles for 2027. The coming months promise a whirlwind of political maneuvering, strategic alliances, and intense campaigns as these titans prepare for a showdown that will determine the future trajectory of Nigeria. The show has been Viewpoint, where we discover perspectives and embrace dialogue. I've been your host, Yawa AI.